Hey guys, welcome to the Dave Darren Show. Let me pull this away so you can see my face here. So let me tell you what I'm going to do today. Today I'm going to call up a number of people's phone numbers I got that I didn't research. I got them from other people, and hopefully this will make some determination, or maybe we can have some understanding of what's going on in Arizona. I had some trouble with my cell phone. That's why I'm like 1 minute late. So hopefully my cell phone's going to work. I had to move from one cell phone to another, so hopefully that's going to rock and roll. But here's what happened. You know, a lot of hearsay, a lot of back and forth of what's going on. I can only tell you what happened to me, and I'll try to be brief about it. Because one of my friends, Michael in the UK, said, Dave, come on point with what you're going to talk about. So specifically here what's happened on Voters Day in Dave Darren's life. I went to the voting station at 10:30 a.m. in the morning, Voters Day, November 3rd, today being November 5th, a couple days later. I went in there. I went in there with no mask on, by the way, because I do not wear a mask. I was able to go in there and vote. First you go in, you validate who you are. You put your name in a computer, or they scan your driver's license. Did all that. They validated that I was a legal resident in Arizona. They validated that I was registered as a voter in Arizona. So I was able to vote. I go from there, and you present your driver's license to do that, by the way. There may be other forms of ID available as well to utilize. I brought my driver's license. Picture driver's license, all that stuff on it. Current address, everything valid. Then you go to the place where they actually print out your voting, your ballot. They print out your ballot. I went to that table, and it's interesting when I went to that table. Now, it wasn't very crowded when I went, probably about 15 people in there. And he called my name. He said, "Are you David David, I'm sorry, I was using my middle name. Dave Darren. Are you Dave Darren?" I said, "Yes, I am." He gave me the ballot. He did not ask for validation of my driver's license because remember, I was at one place. I moved to another sections of tables with a very different person who did not check me in. I'm at that table, and they did not ask for my ID again to validate that the ballot that I was picking up was actually Dave Darren's ballot and not someone else's. So that's interesting there, and it could be a security risk. It could have been somebody else getting Dave Darren's ballot, going to vote as Dave Darren. I could have been someone that was there illegally, and I could have been not a registered voter is what I'm getting at. I went from there. I was given a Sharpie, by the way. Now, we were told that we're going to talk about Sharpies today. In fact, some of the people I'm going to call, starting off with the Department of Justice, I'm going to call them up, and I'm going to see if I can get to the bottom line of some of this stuff. I went there to vote with the Sharpie, filled out the ballot, went to another fourth. Now, here's the fourth place I went to actually put the ballot into a system that you put it in there, and it sucks it in like a scanner type of thing, and then you leave the place. I was not given what a lot of people were given, which was, what was it called? A voter. How come I keep forgetting the name of this? I was not giving a, the simplest thing I keep forgetting. The provisional ballot customer copy, voter's copy of the provisional ballot. I keep saying that wrong too. I was not given that. And from what I understand, a lot of other voting precincts in Arizona, Phoenix, Mesa, Chandler, etc., were given this certificate to validate that they voted and also to validate that they have a provisional ballot number to put in and check that their ballot was actually approved, accepted is what the word is. Because I've seen some people who have sent it to me. They were able to go into this system, put in their information, and validate that their vote was accepted. And accepted is the key word here, accepted. I don't know if my ballot was accepted or not. I don't know if it was declined for some reason. I don't know if the Sharpie things that I put on the ballot were not able to be read. I have no idea, but I want to know. And we all, as people in the United States, all want to know how our vote was, if our vote was actually captured, if we counted in this election. And I got to tell you, thank God Donald Trump is a fighter. We put him into office as a fighter, and he is there fighting for us. He's not voting for himself. Here's exactly why I say that. He is in there. He could be right now in Trump Tower in New York City, in Manhattan, at the top of the building, conducting business as usual, making multi-million-dollar transactions, some wins, some losses. He'll even admit he's had some losses. He's had a majority of wins. He could be there sitting pretty, but he decided to make a move to protect the United States. to protect our liberties, to protect our freedoms, to protect us by making our military strong, which became weak under the Democratic leadership that we had going in the past. In fact, if you ask me, it's become weak even when we were prior to that. Even prior Republicans have decimated our defenses, our army, our navy, our military. Trump is in there to build all that up so that we are respected. I had someone yesterday say, Dave, what did he say? I'll come back to that. Train of thought breaking there. But I'll tell you what, let's call up the Department of Justice. Hopefully my phone's going to work here. I had it plugged into the PA system, and here it looks like I'm not sure if my PA system is working here because I haven't charged it for quite a while because I haven't done calls in quite a while. So let me see if I can find this. I did have all of this information up, ready and prepared to do, and then I'm scrambling here at the last minute to get today's show out. So let's see if I can find this information. Damn, you know, I was so prepared, and then you scramble, and then you get less prepared as the hours approach. So hang on here 1 second while I get the Department of Justice phone number, which I said was provided to me so that I could make these calls. Okay, so here we are. I think I have it. Let me press up the touch tones, and I'm calling up. It says, "Are you in Arizona? Please see this." The Department of Justice is asking people from Arizona to call them at and the phone number, and I have here. I don't know if I should give it out on the air here, but I probably won't. I'll just dial it up. If anyone wants these phone numbers after my broadcast, I'll be glad to provide them for you. I entered the touch tones in my phone here. I didn't hear it beeping, so I'm not sure if the PA system is going to pick it up, but I could put it on voice speakerphone so we can all hear it. And it says, call this phone number if they were given a Sharpie and had their vote potentially not counted. So here I'm going to dial this phone number. Let's see if it rings.
Office of the Assistant Attorney General of the Civil Rights Division is staffed between 9 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. Eastern Time.
Man, I wish I could get this on the loudspeaker here. Hang on. Maybe if I shut it down and reboot it, it'll pop up. Very frustrating when you're supposed to be a professional broadcaster and you're not. Hello? There's nothing so man, and the problem is that the voice on the phone here was so low I couldn't hear it. Hello? It's telling me between 9 and it's giving me some, and I wish I could. Do I have to start this over and stop it and start it over? Cell phones are a real pain in the ass. Wouldn't it be nice to have just a regular phone these days instead of a cell phone? All right, let's try this again. And usually if I have my other phone, when I'm pressing touch tones, it works. See, I'm so out of practice from not doing a show for so long because I took a sabbatical here. And why is this not being picked up by my external system here? Hang on, guys. I'm sorry about this. I'll have to edit this down later. All right, I'll tell you what, let's just try it with the cell phone instead of the PA system. Frustrating. You know, I wonder if, you know, you try to do things good, you try to defend the country, and then you get all these blocking obstacles. I wonder if my phone's been hacked by someone in the Democratic Party. All right, let's try this again. And maybe I can put it, I can't make it any louder than the cell phone will make it happen. I had it on speakerphone, full volume. You can hear me doing the touch tones here. Let's try this again.
Office of the Assistant Attorney General of the Civil Rights Division is staffed between 9
I don't need all this. I just need to talk to somebody.
Pennsylvania Avenue, Northwest, Washington, D.C. 20530-0001. You may also be reached by fax at 202-514-0293. Thank you for calling.
And they hang up on you. Typical, and then they're going to repeat it. I'll tell you, this is typical of what you get from government. And for you guys that want bigger and bigger government via the Democratic Party who promises to take care of you by being your defender, this is exactly why you don't want the government more involved in your lives. You call them up, and it's ironic, in Washington, D.C., how many votes went to Republican? How many votes went to Trump? I think, what was it, 80% went to Biden? And I'll tell you what it is people that want the government to take over their lives and provide for them without them providing for themselves. Now let's try, he gave another phone number here, which I didn't write down because I was hoping I would have connected. Let's call back the number, and let me see if I can call up the other phone number that he references here. All right, let's try this again. I'm going to scribble down the number here.
Office of the Assistant Attorney General of the Civil Rights Division is staffed between 9 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. Eastern Time, Monday through Friday. It can be reached in area code 202-514-3847. The office address is 950 Pennsylvania Avenue, Northwest, Washington, D.C. 20530-0001.
All right, so I did get another phone number. Let me try that phone number to see if I have any more. Although it's for civil rights, right? Is this? Well, I'm not calling for civil rights. I'm calling because I believe my vote was potentially disregarded and not counted, and I want my vote to be counted. So here's a number I got, and let's see what response I get, if any. Because remember, it's a government office I'm calling.
Department of Justice, Civil Rights Division complaint line. Our hours of operation are 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Monday through Friday. Your call is very important to us. Please listen to the menu options so we can route your call correctly. If you're calling after business hours or when our switchboard is busy, you may need to leave a voicemail message. Para continuar en español, mantenga el número 1. If you do not speak English or Spanish, please press 9 for help
Unbelievable.
getting an interpreter. Civil Rights Division works to uphold the civil and constitutional rights for all. For additional information about the work of the division, please visit our website.
And you want bigger government in your lives so you can go through this?
/CRT. If you are calling to speak with the Assistant Attorney General's office, please understand the Assistant Attorney General is not able to speak with individuals regarding their complaints or concerns. Complaints must be submitted in writing. Send us a complaint, please go to our website at justice.gov/CRT.
So I'm obviously getting nowhere with that, which is what I said. We get nowhere with the government whatsoever, and yet so many people want larger government. I went through that, and by the way, a lot of you people know that I used to work for New Jersey Motor Vehicles in New Jersey in a government position, and I was there and I saw stagnant results from a bunch of people who felt like they were entitled to those jobs. In New Jersey, you got two problems. You got government and you got unions. And you want bigger government involved in your lives when you can see my attempts to make a phone call here. I got voicemail, hell, I got it in English, I got it in Spanish, I got the ability to press a touch tone and get a different language where I would have an interpreter. And you guys want bigger government in your lives? Are you out of your minds? Let's try another phone number here. I got a phone number for, let's see. Okay. This is what I had popped up on the screen earlier. I got a contact number in Arizona here. So let's try this number, see if I get any further with a local phone number, hopefully with someone who's there to take my call. Let's see if I get this one. Now, what I'm getting at here is, okay, so I'm not sure who I'm calling now. I wish I knew who I was calling, but we'll see. I don't have enough research in the data to research all of this, but I do my best.
Try to connect you.
Hopefully you guys can hear this. Not the music, hopefully the person who's going to come on the line. We're waiting here a long time, aren't we? I think they intentionally want to frustrate you so you can't get to the bottom of what's going on.
Your call has been forwarded to the voicemail for Theater 1. No one is available to take your call.
Typical.
At the tone, please record your message.
I'll record my
When you finish
message.
recording, you may hang up or press the pound key for more options.
Hi, this is Dave Darren. I was calling because I was provided this phone number to voice my experience of what took place on Voters' Day, November 3rd, at my polling station in Gilbert, Arizona. A couple events took place. Number one is I did not get my voter's copy of my provisional ballot. In fact, nobody in my voting jurisdiction there, or the voting building I went to, got any documentation when they left. So I'm unable to go to Ballot Tracker and track my vote to see if it was counted, accepted, etc. Also, I was using a Sharpie. I brought my own pen with me when I went there. I was told I could not use the pen. I've got to use the Sharpie to mark the ballot. Therefore, I used what they recommended. It's ironic when I got the Sharpie and I'm at there filling out the ballot. The first mark I tried to make, the Sharpie wasn't working. I was almost going to bring it back. I pressed down a little harder and the Sharpie did at that point work. My question to you is, I was given this phone number to call up if I used a Sharpie, and indeed I did. I was forced to use a Sharpie. I want to know what the situation is. Are they legally able to use a Sharpie? Are they supposed to not use Sharpie because it's illegal to use a Sharpie when you're tracking a ballot? And I have a group of other questions I would like to ask, and I would like to make sure that my vote was counted because I believe everyone's vote in this country. It's a right to vote. I want to make sure that my rights were properly addressed and I was able to vote for the President of the United States. My phone number, 480-236-2111. Dave Darren, 480-236-2111. Please do give me a call back. Thank you. All right, so that's a second number I call. Let's try a third number that I've got here, which happens to be a lawyer who represents the Republican Party in Arizona. Let me try this phone number. It looks like I'm getting nowhere fast, including connecting my PA system here, which is unfortunate. Did I dial the right number? Now it looks like, let's see, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now this is interesting. It looks like someone who gave me this gave me an 8-digit phone number instead of 7. You know, if you're going to give me information and you would like me to call these people up, at least give me an accurate phone number. I've got 3 digits for the area code, and I've got too many numbers here. I've got too many numbers. You know, I should come more prepared too, because here I didn't check the valid phone numbers that I got in these emails. So, you know, at this point, I guess what I should do is unfortunately conclude today's broadcast because I can't get through to anybody. Should I just try to dial the phone number that I got and see? It's a 8-digit phone number. Of course, it's supposed to be 7 digits, but let me dial 7 of them and see if I get anywhere. Maybe someone fat-fingered the last digit. So let's try it. All right, well. All right, let's try this number and see if I get anything. Oh, hello. I was trying to reach the Republican Party line in Arizona. I believe there was a lawyer supposed to answer this named Jamie. Is it the wrong phone number? Evidently. Yeah, evidently it must be. Okay, thank you. All right, so wrong phone number. So I have the wrong phone number here. People that send me phone numbers and want me to call them, please double check the phone number that you give me, because here I am calling up a guy who looked like he was turned off by the fact that I was trying to connect with the Republican Party. Looks like I called up a Democrat who doesn't want Republican people taking action here on behalf of trying to get Donald Trump into the office that he's entitled to. He's not entitled to it. He's deserving of it, especially when you compare it to Joe Biden. So I guess what I'll try to do is I'll try to coordinate a little bit better, and maybe I'll do a second broadcast. Maybe what I'll do is I'll call these people up, and hopefully if I get in touch with them, I'll pre-record my conversation with them and air that to you guys live, and I'll take your questions when I air those calls live, because here I called up the Department of Justice at a phone number I was provided, and I got voicemail hell. As you would expect, whenever you call up a government office, you're going to get voicemail hell. I did say I was going to call up the governor's office. Did I not say that? And I believe I do have that. So let me try that before I hang up and give up here. Because our governor should be fighting for us. So our Republican governor, who is not a very efficient or effective governor, and I do not agree with his lot of stands on mask, with his Mask Up Arizona proclamation. But let's try to call his office and see if I can talk to someone there. Let's try this before I give up totally today.
Thank you for calling the office of Arizona Governor Doug DC. Office hours are Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, closed on holidays. If you would like more information on coronavirus relief resources,
I don't need
available to
that.
citizens,
I don't need and I don't want
benefits,
that.
school closures, and volunteer opportunities, please visit our website at
What if I can volunteer and not wear a mask during my volunteering activity?
You can also dial 211 for more information. If you are seeking public health guidance, preventative measures,
Unbelievable.
or details about coronavirus cases in Arizona, visit www.
Wasn't it nice in the 70s when we dial a phone number, we either get a busy signal, we get a no answer, or we get a person? We have three options.
Dial 1-800-659-2955. For TTY users, 1-800-877-8339. Or visit www.arizonatogether.org. If you have any other questions, please remain on the line and we will assist you as
All right,
soon as
let's
possible.
remain on the
Call
line.
volume is high.
Call
We
volume is
appreciate your
high.
patience. We are currently experiencing a high volume of calls and currently assisting other constituents. Please hold. We will be with you as soon as possible. We appreciate your patience.
I have a feeling this is going to be a long wait. You guys don't want to hear this song, do you? I think what I'll do is I'll hang up and I will try all of this again later so I don't keep you guys in suspense online. I had like 5 people watching, 2 people are watching now, because basically people don't give a shit. And to be honest with you, the people that should have cared about me doing a show when I was doing a political show should have shared this show, and maybe I would have kept going with it. So now here I am trying to stir on interest to the 2 people that are currently watching to make them active Republicans and trying to keep America, America. So I'll talk to you guys later because I'm getting nowhere except frustrated, and I'm probably frustrated 2 people listening right now. So let's bag it for right now, and I'll try to reach these people offline and see where we go. Let's see. Bernadette says, check mine today. Still invalid here in PA. Now, from what I heard, Trump right now has taken lawyers, and he is now able to get Republican checkers into the voting establishments to make sure that the Pennsylvania votes are tracked accurately and honestly. And I'm not sure you can even do that at this point. I think that the system has been such a bastardized system that I don't even know if it could ever be calculated accurately. And I got to tell you, this is like, remember the old Star Trek TV show where Spock was there and he was trying to connect? It was Edith Keeler, I remember. It was an episode where everything got messed up because ironically, the Germans took over the country and the world domination by the Germans, which is what's going on here in the United States. World domination by communists. But it was interesting that when Spock was trying to assemble this machine, he says, I'm working with stone knives and bearskins. When I went to vote, I felt like I was voting with stone knives and bearskins. I'm using a piece of paper and a Sharpie, where today in 2020 we have all these cell phones, which I just proved one of my cell phones is fucked up. But we're in 2020 and we're using paper and we're using Sharpies to track the most important vote of our lives, especially this year. the most important vote of our lives, and we're using this technology. And I asked them when I went there, I said, I can't believe we're still using this antique system. And they said, oh, well, we can't even trust the, it's funny, she mentioned, well, we have trouble with the USPS, United States Postal Service, with all the gripes and cries we have about the accurate counting and UPS and delivery of ballots. So we're sticking with this paper and Sharpie type of thing. All of these things that we're seeing right now with inaccuracies in voting, would it have been worse if we were doing it all electronically? There could have been a hack, but at least we could have tracked the hack, had people watching the system to make sure it wasn't hacked, and we wouldn't have been in any worse situation than we are now with chads and polls and tracking with Sharpies, and not sure if the Sharpie is actually bleeding through the ballot. It's a mess that could have been avoided by using technology. And why in 2020 we are not using technology to accurately track voters? Unbelievable. That's all I got. Hopefully I'll be back later on. Hopefully I'll be back later on with something meaningful to share with you guys. See you later.